Hello and welcome from Sydney, Australia. On this channel, I make short videos sharing tidbits of my life that I think are informative, educational, and rarely entertaining. Today, I'd like to share my opinions about these. These are a class of audio devices, wireless earbuds of sorts that use bone conduction technology. They sit around your head like this. It's a bit hard to demonstrate. Let me show you a picture of them instead. So here they are. And your ear sort of sits in this position here. And this sits just in front of your ear, so to speak. And this wraps around the back of your head. Okay, and that's the same thing on the other side. So nothing actually goes into the ear itself. In here, there are a bunch of not speakers per se, but essentially they are kind of speakers, but they're designed to vibrate. Inside our ear, we've got these little bones, and it vibrates our ear, vibrates through our skin and vibrates those bones so that we can hear sound instead of the sound going through the air and vibrating our eardrums, which in turn vibrates those little bones. So here they are again. I've got them in the grey color, but they do have some other colors, including blue. These are probably the not earbuds, but headphones that I use the most. And I've got many different kinds of headphones, many different kinds of true wireless earbuds, wired earbuds, etc., etc. But I use these the most because I can hear my surroundings essentially. That's one good thing about them, because nothing goes into the ear. You pretty much can hear everything going on around you. And secondly, you don't have to carry a set of a case in your pocket. So if I can open these, let's say you've got another set of true wireless earbuds, like these JBL Quantums here. Once you start using these earbuds, you've got this bulky case that has to go somewhere and usually sits into your pocket, and it's a bit inconvenient to use. Even if they provide a more balanced sound profile, they're probably a bit more comfortable. And then you've got to put them in the case or take them out of the case, and you might misplace an earbud. And then if you want to start listening and stop listening, you don't really want to keep it in your ear, etc., etc. So I like this as a solution, as it can sit on my head the whole day. You do look a little funny when you're at work, but it's acceptable in a lot of workplaces just to keep this on your head the whole time. And then you can listen while being able to pay attention to your surroundings, which might be important to you. Now, their sound profile will differ depending on how much soft tissue and bony structure you've got in your face, essentially. But they do sound pretty good. They lose a bit of bass and a bit of the super high treble, I guess. So they're very mid-oriented, which makes them really good for anything audio related, like lecture videos, podcasts, YouTube videos, where it's mostly vocal commentary. But if it's for music enjoyment, you know, I still enjoy listening to music out of these. But if I had to pick this versus a in-ear canal kind of earphone, then that would probably be better, just because it's more isolating. And you got more of those bass tones, which become important, especially in a lot of pop music. I use these a lot because I can keep them on the whole time and don't have to worry about putting things in and out. And they will last like more than 12 hours if you're not playing anything and they're on standby. I like to use them because I answer and I make a lot of phone calls. And I don't like to put my phone up against my head with my hand because I often want to be using both hands to be doing things, and I don't want to quickly fumble out these true wireless earbuds um, while I want to answer the phone call. So having this on top of my head all day is very useful for that. They've got some button controls here. So we've got a volume up button, and this also serves to turn on the device and turn off. A volume down, and then on the left side, this here is actually a button here. And that is your pause. You double press to fast forward and triple press to go back a track, and there's no button on the other side. There is a USB-C port here, which is normally covered by a little flap, but I've broken mine off, and I've also with many hours of use, you can see these small cracks in the plastic here, and the gray plastic. And that's the same on the other side. I don't know if you can see that. So these are actually, I haven't told you what the name is. They're now made by a company that's renamed themselves as Shokz. I've got these when they were still called Aftershocks. If that'll focus. Focus, please. Maybe the phone's in the way. Anyways, there you go, Aftershocks. But they've rebranded themselves as Shokz. These are found in Australian stores for $109, which I think is a little cheaper than what I got it for. 109 Aussie dollars, that is. And they're quite readily available at the big box stores like JB Hi-Fi. The other use case I use with them is with the motorcycle helmet. I actually put them upside down and slide them between my cheek, essentially, and inside the helmet. And that's an interesting use case. It's not great for answering calls, but for listening to music, for directions on a GPS, it's great. The other thing is, because they are bone conduction headphones, if you actually block your ear canals, for example, with some earplugs, something like this, for example, if you give me 1 second, just to grab something from my pocket. So you can use those little squishy foam earbuds that you might get for safety reasons at work, or you can use something like these. These are some earplugs that you can put into your ear to help reduce the sound, usually often for loud environments, concerts, things like that. But they actually will make the sound a bit louder and help you isolate from your surroundings as well. So these will let everything in, and often if you're in a crowded environment, noisy environment, it's very hard to hear. But if you plug your ears, the sound will actually get louder, combined with isolating you from the surroundings just from the passive isolation of things like these earplugs. But however, the sound quality does take a noticeable dip. At least to my ears, it sounds just a little more muted in terms of the treble frequency, a little less clear, but it is an option for you. For example, when I ride a motorcycle, I do like to put just one of these into my ear so that I can more easily hear the directions on my GPS or the music that I'm listening to. And when I'm on the motorcycle, audio fidelity isn't the most important thing, and it's much cheaper for me to use a solution like this than to, use the motorcycle specific headsets, etc., etc. Anyways, hope you got a reasonably good insight into the shokz open run. I chose this particular model in the lineup over the others because essentially all other models have a proprietary magnetic connector instead of USB-C, and they're also more expensive. So I think this is the only one that really worked for me. They do have other models that are slimmer, they have more titanium, so they're lighter weight. Their sound profile generally is a bit less bassy, which I would generally think is a bad thing, but anyways, it might have to do with the size of these bone conduction pads or transducers, because the other ones are a bit more compact. And you've got one with essentially a boom mic as well, but because they're Bluetooth, generally Bluetooth boom mics, the quality isn't that great anyway compared to a wired headset. So I would, if if phone call and mic quality is more important to you, then I would suggest using a wired headset over any Bluetooth headset. But in terms of phone calls, these work really well. People can hear me with no problems. I'm not sure they support multi-point. Let me just check this listing. Multi-point pairing, easy switching. I usually just go into pairing mode on this. You do it by, I just turn it off, turn it on and continue holding the power button, and it will go into pairing. It'll say pairing, and then you select the correct headset from the Bluetooth menu of your device. I think that's the easiest way that I use to connect these. But anyways, fairly inexpensive, pretty good battery life in my opinion. If you're playing loud volume for a long period of time, then perhaps not, but that's not really what I've been using this for. It's good because you don't have to carry a bulky charging case, and you can just slip this around your neck or keep it on your head throughout the entire day, which is good if you don't want to carry a case. You don't want a big bulge in your pocket. They're great for mid-range focus stuff like vocals, podcasts, etc., but still sound reasonably good for music. They've got USB-C, and they're durable as hell. I would strongly and wholeheartedly recommend this product, but I would recommend just trying the fit on in the store if possible, because some people can find these uncomfortable, especially if you're still wearing masks, plus you have glasses on top of that, which I do, and it can, I think, be a bit uncomfortable for some people as well. That's all I've got for you today. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all next time.